And I'm like, okay.
Her
Of
dice
course she
lover, what
does.
can you say?
Of course she does. She likes to roll natural 20s whenever she wants to steal things. By the way, we're live. Welcome everybody, because we want to play
Hello.
D&D. Yeah, because we want to play. Because we want to play. We actually want to get to it tonight. Obviously, we're running late.
We were waiting for a third since one of our
Yeah.
talky people.
Yeah.
This one is had responsibilities tonight.
Quote unquote responsibilities.
Someone gave the responsibility to them, and they accepted.
Uh huh. Anyway, that being said, who would like to be in charge of today's recap?
I'll do it.
Go for it.
We fought this fucker.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that was pretty much most of the fight.
Yeah.
That was most of the session. We kept breaking its body armor because it regrew it. We did enough damage to break it again. And then I decided, hey, you get to fly. I don't have wings. Doesn't matter. And he flew
Mm-hmm.
without consent, without his own consent.
Yeah. He was kind of like, I need an adult, and Dinak was like, no, you don't. Or
And then I
yeah.
gave him.
Go ahead.
No. I want to hear what you say.
I was gonna say.
Or better yet,
I need an adult. I am an adult.
Enoch was like, I am the adult here.
yeah. And then I gave him the worst headache of his life that ended his life.
Yeah.
You made him bleed brain matter.
So then we're just like, okay, let's get elbow deep in this guy to see if we can find what makes him tick. And for the life of us, we could not figure it out.
Unfortunately, there were some really poor rolls after.
Yeah.
So.
While there was nothing natural one, thank fuck, there were some pretty close ones, I think. No, wait.
I think Katia got that one.
Katia got the nat one.
That would make sense, though.
You got the highest roll of the three of us, Vert. Valinar.
Yeah, but I also have a +10 to medicine.
It would
Yeah.
be for his roll to be the highest.
Believe it or not, I am a healer.
So.
So yeah, we didn't figure anything out and decided to pack it up and move on.
Okay.
And we ended before we actually did, I think.
Yes, because we were losing a player, and we were already down, and most of us, I felt like, were pretty tired last week.
Yeah.
Hopefully this week is better, but if we end early, that I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But for those of you who are curious as to why we are playing this week instead of next week, which would be our normal, next week I am guaranteed to be in the hospital by this time next Friday night.
Not for him, we want to say. Not for him.
Well, it's kind of for me.
It's sort of for him, right?
Yeah, sort of. So next Thursday is the scheduled C-section date for my wife, where we will be welcoming another new child into this world, which means we get to be in the hospital for like 3-ish days, which means next Friday I will be in the hospital. Not, but yeah. So that is why we are doing things this way tonight instead of next week. Yeah, that's pretty much the main reason. I got nothing. So we're gonna get back into it, as it is still kind of like afternoon-ish. It's you guys had just stopped for like lunch probably a few hours ago, and
No,
after,
I think we got ambushed before lunch, didn't we? Because we
I
said
think-
we got attacked about noonish.
okay, well, either way.
Because I
Oh, yeah,
remember
you
I was
we-
going to
you-
cook some of the meat I got from him.
right, and you guys took a short rest as we were ending anyway. Also, welcome Oblivion. Thank you for showing up. So yeah, if you want to, you are wanting to cook the meat?
Yeah, just roast it over the fire.
Okay. Give me either survival or sleight of hand.
Neither are gonna be good. Which one's... Okay, this one's actually a +2 and not a +1.
So, okay.
Yeah,
you
12's
don't-
not too bad.
You don't burn it. But you do get it a nice, probably medium cooked. So probably not the best. Probably not the best, but it is still pretty good. Not, the meat itself is tough, so it is definitely hard to chew. However, being a dragonborn, most of your teeth are like canine-ish, which definitely help.
Yeah, I mean, I am a... Denock is a carnivore.
Mhm. Yep.
With just some occasional plant matter.
And it's also very gamey, which is another word for chewy when you describe tough meats. So
Also, taste-wise.
yeah, it does. The first bite, you try and you basically chew it to the point of like it
Masticating.
It almost feels like it turns to like putty in your mouth, or like if any of you guys have ever chewed juicy fruit long past when it should have been spat out, it begins to like decay in your mouth. Some of us know what that is. You can tell.
That's going in the cursed. That's going in the cursed.
Mm-hmm. But you realize, you do realize that if you swallow before you get to that point, it's not so bad. But otherwise, it's not a terrible meat. Like I said, it's pretty gamey, but otherwise, nah, not too bad. Is there anything else anybody else would like to do during the short rest that you guys took last session before we ended?
Yeah.
No. I'm good.
I will say, Valinar, if you are not using your... Because I don't remember if you used your Channel Divinity last session or not, but you
I
can
think
use,
I used it once.
Well, you could use
Oh,
to recover spell slots. That's the only thing I was going to say.
funnily enough, oh wait, no, actually, I think I can do one. So I thought they were all above it, which is why I didn't really. Oh, I have one, so I can do one harness before the short rest.
There you go. There you go. Just a little bit of mid-maxing here, but
Yeah, I didn't realize I used a spell of that level. I thought they were all above it.
that would have been your healing word that you healed for like 6 points, wouldn't it?
No, that was the 6th level spell I used or something like that. That rolled like all ones on
Oh, okay.
5th level.
Okay, you had a healing word at some point. I thought that was like stupid.
Yeah,
low
I think
as well.
I may have done one that actually healed more than that, which is. Yeah, there it is. Healed 8.
Gotcha. Well,
All right, I'm going to do a test real quick because I remembered there was a problem last week, and I want to see if it's fixed.
okay.
Need something that needs levels. Nope.
All right, I'll take a look at
I
it here in a little bit.
Yep.
So, in the meantime, what do
So
you
I'll be
guys-
casting from beyond.
So, what is there anything that you guys would like to do now, or I guess what is your guys' next plan of action?
I guess we keep moving.
Yeah, we just keep going.
We shall keep moving along. Just like the song I heard the bard singing one time in my city.
Move it right along.
Move along like I know ya do.
Oh, that's not the song I was thinking of.
Okay. Who would be leading the journey?
Probably the one who knew the area better.
Yeah, probably me.
Yeah,
Probably.
Katya would take up like the middle-ish at this point after the last time leading you guys into that kind of great beast. Would definitely be hesitant to lead again. So Xenos, go ahead and roll a survival check, please.
Survives. Well, I do
Take
have a
again.
plus in that. 16. Did it not transfer? Or is it lagging?
It's
There
There
we
it
go.
goes.
Oh my goodness. Don't worry, I'm having a lot of internet problems on my end too. Like my Roll20 on my DM side isn't even loading at the moment.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna close out of the page and open it back up because
And Xenos, I did say guidance when you were starting to roll.
oh,
Oh.
nice. I didn't hear it either. So add a D4.
Copy that.
Let's not run into another monster.
Ooh, so it's a total 18.
Okay, 18. The rest of your guys' afternoon leading into your evening goes pretty much without issue. There are a couple of moments where you guys see some like flying imps, these kind of small minor demons flying around, but quickly being able to notice them before they get too close, you guys are able to kind of step into some of the brush and hide yourselves and avoid being detected before moving on safely once again. As the evening begins to come to a close, though, you guys begin to set up camp. I'm assuming Deanoch does his normal spells.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do?
Oh. You said as we're going down for the evening?
Mm-hmm.
I considered it, but no, I think he will just I'll just lay down to sleep
Okay.
for my 4 hours that I need.
She made good face. Don't want to be near that.
And just refreshing my memory, the blue square is where we think the Laputa is, right?
Correct.
Okay. Before we go to bed, since we saw that giant monster heading that way, I'm going to use sending to make sure it didn't attack them. Or they're all still good. As good as can be on the surface.
I thought this was a weird. That's weird. Okay. You guys already did that.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I don't remember it, but okay.
It might have been at the start of the last session. I'm pretty sure you guys did. You guys had already messaged the Laputa to see if they were still standing. And from what they reported, they're fine, other than outside of like the struggles that they were already having.
Well, I think what he's saying is he wanted to check again, just to make sure, because we don't know where it is.
I mean, if you would like to, you certainly can.
I'll go ahead and double check with them once more today. We don't know how fast that thing moved. If it stopped for anything or...
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna just say your character sheet is cursed, Denock, because every time I try and open it in Roll20, it freezes my Roll20, and I can't do anything after that. I can't even get it to open on my end at the moment.
That is so weird.
I don't know if it's an internet thing or not, but like every time I try and open your page, your character sheet, it like just loads and loads and loads, and then eventually I get the notification of Roll20 is not responding. Would you like to exit or wait? I've done that 3 times now. So I'll take a look at it after stream. What would you like to set? What would you like your message to be, Valinar?
Just checking in, saw a giant monster heading your way. We're on our way as well. That I think is 21. No, I know it's less than 25.
Okay. Yeah, no worries.
It's either 16 or 21. I forgot to count how many times I put it around my hand.
Okay. Sorry, was burping. So you would receive a message back from the individual that you're contacting, which is kind of like the captain-ish mage guy that you put in command while you guys have been away and are away. And he kind of reports with, we're okay. The beast, or the creature that you speak of, passed through, probably early this morning. It didn't seem to pay us any mind, and it continued eastward.
Okay. And Valinar will tell the rest of the group, good news, guys! It passed the Laputa, kept going east, and completely ignored them.
Yeah, and then eastward is still this direction, so it went this way somewhere.
Why is that up to me? There you
Sorry, I'm trying to figure things out on D&D Beyond here.
Okay.
No worries.
Well, that's one less thing to worry about.
Moment at least. Well, probably get some sleep before everything goes south again. Gotta love those repeating Tuesdays.
Yup.
Okay. Well, is there a watch order you guys would like to have?
I mean, I can take the last watch because I'll have a full rest after 4 hours, and so I can even take like the last 2 watches.
Deanoch will take first.
Valnar will go in between Deanoch and Xenos.
Okay. With that, Deanoch, go ahead and...
Oh,
Oh my god, heaven and hell.
okay.
Thank God heaven came first.
I mean...
21.
Okay. I... Sorry, I'm thinking for a moment. Because it's a natural 20, I want to give you something. Yeah, you know what? Natural 20. Do you not go ahead and roll a D100 for me real quick?
Uh, 37.
37. As you guys have bedded down for the night, and you guys begin, and your companions begin to sleep, would you guys have made a fire?
Yeah, probably, because we've got the tiny hut.
Mm-hmm. I mean, just for light purposes. I understand that, like, the dome itself is temperature regulated, but... So, kind of staring out past the coals and... or the flame, and just kind of keeping... I don't know what that was about, but okay. Kind of staring out past the fire and out past... Hey, what do you want? Seriously, every time I'm gonna talk, you're gonna do that now? Alright. Staring out past the flames and taking in your surroundings, there... a small creature kind of catches your eye. It doesn't seem to be hostile in any way, shape, or form. It's just kind of curious. And taking a look at it itself, you find it incredibly fascinating, as it would be something that you are unfamiliar with from all of your studies. The creature is like a small squirrel, almost. But it has these like small antlers that are like on top of its head that have small leaves kind of growing off of the branches of the antlers. And every time you hear like a noise that pops in this forest. Now that it is nighttime, should probably turn on the nighttime music for. I forgot. There. That's better. And you will see that every time like a noise that might scare this creature occurs, it brings its tail, not like this kind of thin tail, and it kind of brings it close to the antlers that it has, and you watch as between the 3 points of the tail and the 2 antlers, a faint, very faint kind of stream of what looks to be like electricity connects the 3 points. And it holds it for just a moment, and it barely gives off any light. And after a few moments, when the noise passes, it relaxes the tail, and it goes on about its business. You can knock that crap off. But other than that, your night goes without a hitch, or your watch goes.
Okay. And then my watch, right?
Valinar's gonna take
no,
it.
mine's
Okay.
in between ours.
Mhm.
Perception.
Yep. You wake up Valinar, and Valinar takes his watch.
23.
23. Okay. It is a rather quiet and peaceful night, Valinar. You do not see any. I mean, you see some of the shadows of the surrounding area kind of moving, some larger than others, but none of them coming too close to your guys' encampment. And before you realize it, your shift has come to an end.
Alright. I'll go wake up Xenos.
Okay. Xenos, your watch. Perception.
Okay, and as you go to Xenos to wake him up, he like wakes up, or like you find him like opening his eyes as you like go to get his tent, basically. Or go to his tent.
Well, that makes it easy. Time for watch.
I will take the watch now. And watch out. 11. Okay.
Oh.
With a +6.
Wah, 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 wah.
The night goes pretty quietly for you, Xenos, and part of that worries you, because you know some of the predators that lurk in the woods of this, or in the, in the woods and the surrounding areas. And when it's too quiet, usually some of the bigger predators are around. But tonight, they don't seem to bother you. And eventually, the sun rises, and a new day has dawned, and the day is yours.
Xenos bangs a couple pans together and is like, everybody at this time to get up. We must make our journey forth.
I feel like Katya would, like, when the pots and pans like bang together, would like sit up with like an eldritch blast in her and her hands with like the hair sticking like out to one side and just and then kind of gets up.
Asta honestly probably would have had her bow and been like, why the fuck are you waking me up right now?
Essentially.
Sits up and goes, oh, good, training again.
Okay. And
I want to see this flying fortress of yours, so I am ecstatic to find it.
yeah, okay. With uh, sorry, I was just making. All right, sorry. um, with that, then, we're gonna do something a little bit different for today. I would like to have a group survival check.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, do something a little bit different.
Survival. Nat 20 for a 25.
Total of 19.
I don't know why that gave her advantage, but she rolled a 4.
Yeah, that checks.
11. And then 14 for Asta.
Do we have an even number of people in the party? 1, 2. No. No. Whose turn it is too. Okay. Hmm. Xenos, I'll have you do it. Just roll a d20 for me.
Cappy. I will roll a d20 for you. One.
Okay.
Okay.
Natural.
That track?
Okay. The travel today is slow going. It is. You guys, all of you are beginning to get into territory that you are somewhat unfamiliar with. Xenos, you have traveled these lands before, but it has been some time since you have been east of the Thunderfall Forest.
By the way, I keep forgetting to say this, but every time we wake up, we have the 13 temp HP.
Cool.
Oh, I also forgot to press long rest.
I should do that for Katya as well.
Where you put temp HP in D&D Beyond again?
Right next to your max.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go.
Alright. The forest here, or not the forest, sorry, the kind of plains and occasional like bouts of trees begin to get very thick, and it does slow your progress a fair bit. Not enough to prevent you from finding your way, but you don't move as far forward as travel-wise as you feel like you could have.
It seems a little bit harder going than normal.
However, you do not encounter any dangers along your travels today. For whatever reason, it seems as though most of the creatures and beasts of the surrounding area seem to be elsewhere for the time being.
Do I see any more of that horned electric squirrel?
Make a perception check for me.
Give me a second. Come on. That's a nat 1.
You swear you see it following you. but every time you try and point it out, it's gone.
Yep.
You know, I gotta see if this works. Next time I do a perception check, I want to see if I can have Squirrel assist me. Does that give me advantage?
I mean, the squirrel's technically, effectively, your familiar, right?
Yeah, he is.
Then technically, they can take the help action, which technically, well, I don't know if their help action is limited. Potentially. Okay, we'll look into.
We'll figure it out when we come to it.
Yeah. Or if my computer will load with me for it. But the day does begin to come to an end. Is there anything anybody would like to do before the sun sets?
Before the sun sets? No.
Yes.
I will stare ominously off into the distance.
You're gonna stare You're gonna stare into the distance? Okay.
Yeah.
Balnar is gonna use scrying to check on Shia, and then scrying again to check on Nadon. Because he hasn't done that for a while.
Okay. Give me one moment here. I am reading.
Yes. Do you want me to post scrying in the chat?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Okay, it doesn't say.
Boom. There you go.
Yep. And this is. Okay, yeah, no, they fail. Shia it does anyway. So just because my computer is being slow, remind me, Shia is your female guard friend, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Thought, but I wanted to double check. You would see, as your vision relocates to your home island, you would see Shia um, getting off of her guard duty, you would actually see her beginning to remove her armor, and I will tell you, you do not have to worry about being rude. She does not continue to take off anything other than that.
Okay.
It's just her armor, and she's leaving the kind of like undergarment clothes on. But she removes the armor and kind of leaving it in kind of like her almost like locker room, for the lack of a better term. You would know that this is common practice for individuals who are serving in areas that don't have, or that don't necessarily own equipment that is up to par for the protection that they require. You would know, like, this is basically, she was on temple duty, effectively, and with the temple duty comes like loner gear that you return at the end of every shift, effectively. And this loner gear is typically slightly better than your general run-of-the-mill armor and weapons.
Okay.
She does have her own, but given her current status, it does not appear that she brought it to this location. And she begins to leave the temple area, heading in the general direction of where you would know her to live.
Okay.
You would know that you still have several minutes left of the spell. Would you like to let it last for the duration?
Probably let it last for the duration.
As you begin to kind of close in on the probably 6 or 7 minute mark, you notice that she does her relatively usual routine. She stops, buys some bread, and kind of has like a walking dinner. Still heading in the direction of her home. But you would pick up that after she gets near her home, she continues past it. Chooses not to go inside. And once she gets past her home, she kind of steps down a darkened alleyway, because it is beginning to get evening, even in where she is. Dark. And she begins traveling alleyway to alleyway, kind of trying to stay as best hidden as possible for her as she moves through the town. She appears to be heading in a direction, but in a roundabout way. Valinor, would you do me a favor and roll me a d20?
Just a random d20?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 5.
Okay. Being a fellow member of armor wearing, you know that being hidden and being silent is not something that you regularly practice, and neither does Shia, and it shows. But eventually, kind of in the last few moments of the spell, you would notice that she gets close enough to observe, but not close enough to really do anything. But she begins to observe the the guards, the patrol patterns, at least to your knowledge, that's what she's looking at. Outside of the sanctuary of... Oh, come on, just have it. My Dale. Or my Dale.
Oh. My Dale?
Mm-hmm. She doesn't seem to be going in, but she is observing the outside of the sanctuary, effectively. As your scrying comes to an end at the 10 minutes, and you are pulled back to your vision around the campfire and around your allies and friends.
Okay.
Hmm?
My friend who's a guard on the up on the islands.
Don't tell me she ran into Torben.
Well, I would be reacting completely different if she did.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time.
Yeah. No, she ended her shift, then proceeded to walk past her house and very poorly tried to hide in shadows and watch guards. Guard rotation.
Huh. Gonna make a roll for thought.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd say he can think of that. How complete is the what did you call her, bitch? How complete is her control? Is it loose enough for there to be people who want to rebel?
Hang on. I'm looking for notes. Or I could just ask Rip. How close would her control have been when I last knew?
So, it is a bit unclear, due to the fact that the way she has kind of obtained power is by declaring a form of martial law in a way to try to seize you and kind of lock and kind of imprison you.
Oh, then yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
I would say it's probably possible.
So she has some very strong control over the churches in the air on the island, and she also happens to be like, I don't want to say the speaker, but like she works very closely and has a very good relationship with the individual who speaks for Maideo while he is resting and recovering. So due to the fact that she has she is vice president in martial law kind of a setting, she is the authority in your hometown right now. But that doesn't mean that there aren't people who are happy with that particular fact. Pretty much you wouldn't know if there would be a force, but if there would be a force of people who are or would be resisting her, they would be mostly made up of individuals in the chains.
Okay. Well, Valinar will look to Deanoch and go, well, to answer your question, how much do you know about martial law?
Book knowledge, mostly.
Yeah, she's the second in command of
Uh,
martial law on, at least in my town, if not the island.
yeah, no,
So
there. Mm,
there there might be, like, there are most certainly people that hate it, but whether they got together and like formed a unit, army, rebellion, whatever you want to call it, I don't know.
well, who knows? Maybe you were the catalyst.
Oh no, I most definitely was. She declared martial law to try and get me to basically try and find me again.
Ah. Well, what I mean is, you're the catalyst of there being a rebellion, mayhap.
Also, the reason
Perhaps.
why there would need to be a rebellion, but you know.
The reason, but well, anyways,
After
before
all,
yeah,
after
go
all, if she declares martial law for one person, what reason did she give to bring you in? Was it just you're a heretic, or you are the most?
I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, what she had told me was that I was a wanted criminal for being a heretic that wanted to destroy the island, or
Eleanor,
something along that line.
Eleanor, can you give
Yeah.
me a? Ooh, actually, I'm going to ask for 2 checks. I'm going to ask for a history and a religion check.
History and religion. 16 on history, 12 on religion.
Okay.
Not too great for the cleric.
Yeah.
I mean, it is difficult to say, but there's something that bothers you about the reason why she reacted the way she did when she saw
the eyes.
the glow in your eyes.
Yeah.
You cannot remember why or where or anything about what is the reason, but there's there's like a story or a prophecy, like just like those words basically that kind of vibrate in your head, and you're not sure what that story is, but you feel like there's some connection there.
Okay. All right. But Von will essentially say, I don't really know. There's something bugging me, and I really wish I had a copy of the holy text.
Didn't you take it with you when you ran?
Yeah, there was totally enough time for me to run back to my rooms, grab it. No, I basically ran, and they had thrown, or Nadon had hidden like a supply cache by the entrances that a friend gave me. Well, acquaintance, friend of Nadon, gave me on the run out. Should I think about it? I'll check that later. But no, that was essentially just basic kits, like food, basic supplies. Nothing as riveting as holy texts.
Well, maybe when we get the Lapita, finish off Torben, First thing we can do is get you some new texts. Hmm?
Yeah, maybe. If there are
Well,
any there.
I would also recommend, just because we do not have a Katya here to take notes, make sure somebody is writing down this lore. I'm making my notes, but if you guys don't remember it...
I mean, we'll just tell Katya's player, hey, make sure to listen to the stream.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my notes aren't my fault. Okay. And just real quick,
Mhm.
before I use scrying to check in on Nadon, I am going to use a cast of sending to just contact Shia and just tell her it kind of shows that you don't practice hiding. And also, no, I'm not actually around.
Due to the pause, I would like to imagine that you basically hear, as part of the response of your message, pots and pans clattering. No, not really. You would basically kind of get this like jumping inhale kind of a thing, like this. And then that would come of, you're not actually around. And she's gonna be like, Eleanor, I knew the hair on my neck was standing for a reason. What do you want? I'm a little busy.
We'll do sending one more time just to go, yes, I know I'm a creep. I just wanted to let you know. People probably noticed you and have made note.
Okay. Also, can you go ahead and roll another d20 for me, please?
Okay. Uh, 15.
Okay. There's this long, drawn-out sigh. And then there's this moment of like, well, kinda like to see you do better. But, it's not... My entire goal is not to remain completely hidden. I do have friends other than you, remember?
Yeah.
You can almost feel a smile through the...
I didn't catch that. I heard... Sorry,
You heard.
hiccup.
No, you don't.
Okay.
And I said, you can almost like feel the smile through the message.
Donna sighs. This time he's not using sending. He just sighs and goes, always has to rub in that she has more friends than me. And now he's going to use scrying to check on Nadon.
Okay.
Or at least try to check on Nadon.
Okay. How would she do this? Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Your vision is once again pulled to your hometown, and the familiar kind of location that you've found Nadon in before is kind of like zoomed in on. And this time, however, you see Nadon in a slightly bigger room than he was before, still manacled and chained to a chair, but no longer bleeding, no longer really bruised up. Most of his wounds seem to be healing slowly. He appears to be growing a rather thick beard, not quite long yet, but it is definitely going to be a thick beard by this point. And as the spell begins, you hear the screeching of like wood on wood, like a chair being stood up from, and the chair scraping along the ground. And you hear clack, clack, clack. Somebody approaching. Can't quite see who it is yet. But with the noise, you do see Nadon's eyes flutter open. He seems to have a bit more strength than the last time you looked in on him. And kind of coming in out of like almost like your peripheral vision, you see a long, slender, feminine hand kind of reach out and put her hand on Nadon's shoulder, and you watch as slowly coming into your frame of view is Pamela. As she kind of curls around Nadon, slowly putting her head near where his head is, looking at your sensor.
Of course.
Hello again, Valinar. I wondered when you'd check in on your friend. I wonder what would happen to your dedication to the cloth if you were to lose your mentor and teacher. And you kind of watch now as the hands kind of on either shoulder slowly begin sliding up to around like the throat. There's not pressure being applied yet, but you can see that she puts the hands there kind of intentionally, and you can see Nadon wince slightly. What do you think, Valinar? Up for a game of chicken? You can see that kind of sinister smile. And she waits for a moment. Do you want to do anything in this moment?
Not really.
Okay.
Just gonna stare.
She waits for a moment or two. And she kind of... well then. I suppose we can maybe add some incentive for your surrender, she says almost sarcastically, and at that point you see kind of her hands clench, and you see Nadon's eyes begin to go wide as you see pressure being applied to his windpipe. Dalinar, would you roll me a d20, please?
Oh shit moment.
7.
Okay. You know Nadon. You know Nadon pretty well.
Yeah.
And you know that he had been no slouch when it comes to being a constitutional man in terms of constitution. However, you can see that this does not seem, at least he does not seem to be getting off to a good start in this moment of suffocating. You continue to hold the spell.
I'm just gonna drop it. I don't want to keep watching that.
Okay. You drop the spell. And you return to your friends and your allies around the campfire.
He just bursts out, fucking bitch!
I take it you saw her again?
Well, when I broke the spell, she was choking Nadon to death.
Oh, fuck.
I'm
Yeah.
going to bed.
Good
Hey,
luck
Val.
getting to sleep.
Hey, Val.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you roll another d20 for me?
Okay.
The fuck.
19.
19. Okay.
Please let that be her mercy.
Valinar, you, frustrated and angry, lie down and attempt to sleep.
Yep.
What would the rest of you like to do?
Well, Dino's just gonna kind of let Valinar do his thing and take first watch, and Dinoc will take first watch,
Mhm.
and then afterwards he's going to specifically wake up Asta.
Okay. Go ahead and roll perception for me. Then,
So I talked and I just realized I was on mute.
Good job. 12. Thank you.
Yep, 12.
Did you want to do something before going to sleep, Xenos?
I was just saying that it's pretty hard to follow what are just like what else am I going to do before bed besides him casting like a what is it, like a level 6 spell?
5th level.
5th level.
I cast a 5th level spell twice, and I also cast 2 3rd level spells before bed.
Yeah. And, I mean, it's... that's a kind of an unfortunate situation.
I'll just randomly teleport around the camp.
You're going to?
Just so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take string
Mm-hmm.
right? And I'm going to, you know how Theodok normally sets up his Mordekainen's thing, or not Mordekainen's, but his
Tiny
spell
hut.
thing
Mm-hmm.
on our camp.
Mhm.
I'm going to place line with normal bells, non-magical, just normal bells attached. So just tripwire,
Okay.
normal bells attached.
Go ahead and roll a survival check for me. This is just going to be kind of like how well you can
I did.
cause them to blend in. Yeah.
You wrong.
Ah, there it is. Natural 20 for a total of 21.
Natural.
Very good. So good, in fact, that I would say that Katya sets him off not once but twice. Why? Because she's not here to defend herself.
I would say Asta probably just like is like okay and just moves around them stealthily. Like she could trip one and then
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't even register. That's like she put cotton on the little bells.
So, yeah, you set up some tripwires around the camp, and you guys begin to go to sleep for the evening. Dinok with a 12. Your watch seems to go uneventful. And you go to wake up Asta.
Mm-hmm.
You go and you wake up Asta. She gets up and will take a watch unless there's anything you wish to say to her.
No. Just say it seems like it's been quiet.
18.
Things seem to go pretty quietly for Asta's watch. There doesn't seem to be anything noteworthy tonight. Obviously, there are some of the small animals hunting, and she would notice every now and then some larger creatures prowling the darkness, hunting as well. But none of them come within dangerous range of your camp. And then I'm guessing Xenos would take last watch?
Yes.
Okay.
Xenos is most effective with the last watch, I think. Or at least, like, as far as for his character-wise, it's just makes the most sense. 23.
23.
Because that way, if there's an early morning attack or something, he's already had a long rest and is full to go.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. The morning shift goes pretty much without an issue. Excuse me. You do know that there is some issue. There was you would have seen, just because there was a creature that kind of noticed your guys' presence, and it prowled, circled for a while, just outside of like a range of like where you would be concerned, like about 120 feet away or so, and you're kind of like, if it gets too much closer, I'd be a little concerned. But it stays at that distance. And then after probably an hour or two, he gets bored and moves on. And then the rest of your shift goes without issue. And the sun rises, and the dawn dawns.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I don't have prestidigitation, so. I will not use pans this morning. I'm sorry. I will, however. I need to read this real quick. Actually, yes, I do have something. I will cast Minor Illusion. And have, like, as the sun is coming up, I'll cast Minor Illusion and have a rooster crow. At screen level.
I don't know how the others would react to that, so I'm gonna just let it go for right now.
Where do you put it?
I put it. Well,
Where do you put the sound?
It's like slightly inside the barrier.
A hand reaches out to choke where the sound is coming from.
It grabs nothing.
It grabs nothing. Yeah.
Then the hand's just like opening, closing, and just starts moving around looking for something to grab, like someone trying to grab an alarm clock.
It does it does the give me hands, but it's in an aggressive manner.
Yeah.
But the day is yours.
Denock throws open his sleeping bag. Where the fuck is that rooster? Huh?
Look at all these chickens. Hey, Valinar.
Yeah.
How'd you sleep?
Rough.
Rough enough for a point of... Oh.
Oh, I was starting to put it on. I don't know why it...
I'm not worried about it. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Valinar, give me one more D20 roll, please.
Okay.
Oh, God.
17.
Okay.
What are all these D20s for? I feel like I should be very worried.
You don't know.
Okay.
But the day is yours. Valinar's tired, but it comes with a restless night and some nightmares, so... for travel's sake, let's do another group survival check.
Oh, and I'm at disadvantage. Yeah. Fantastic.
Oh.
Oh, fantastic. That one. For a 6.
I got an 11.
Okay. And then Asta and Xenos?
They'll be right back.
Oh, did they step away? I didn't see that.
Bathroom.
Ah, no worries. Yeah, because we got started late, I just kind of figured we'd go through unless people need to use the restroom or anything like that right now.
Yeah, I'm good.
I rolled 7s for the pair of them, so... I'm not lying, I rolled both of my d20s and I got a 7 on both of them, so... Not a great day, guys. So, but progress is made, even if it is not.
We don't go in the wrong direction.
Thank God for that.
If
The only reason why you don't is because of keen mind bullshit.
Exactly.
Because I will state because of those rolls, that would have been a party fail, like a whole party fail. But because you can't lose your direction, progress is made. Period. There's nothing that you can you will always, because of keen mind for the most part, you will always make some progress. Unless the weather is bad, you would make progress, which unfortunately, fortunately for you guys, the weather is pretty nice right now.
That's good.
So,
That's funny. That's the survival check I rolled for you anyway.
Really?
Yeah, I rolled a d20. I rolled a 7. You get a +1. You rolled an 8 on my end,
Yeah.
and you rolled an 8 there.
Your stream why did I was lurking, but I checked back offline. Whoa, that's interesting. Oh wait, Havoc, I may have ended and then got back online. That would have been what was happening. My bad.
But thank you for rejoining. Oh, I don't care about the gaps, dude. But yeah, the day is yours. The travel went by. Well, let's find out. The travel went by
Bad.
mostly, like, not really like. There were some close calls, we'll say. But you managed to avoid any major confrontation, and I say major because I'm going off of the assumption that there are times where you guys end up in fights where it's like against like CR1 or less creatures effectively, maybe even like CR2s on occasion. Those combats are not worth putting the time into. Because we would spend more time rolling for initiative than the actual combat would take place. Because even if there was a group of them, it's like, Valinar, I use Sunburst.
Anyway,
Just a walking nuke.
Actually, I could. How many fingers do I get with my Eldritch Blast at current level?
3.
3.
So yeah, that's why
I'm like, I'm not going to RP that. That's basically part of your guys' checks.
Okay.
Just because otherwise you guys would be in combat your entire, like, every session for forever, and we would get nowhere. You guys would still be back by like the Fall and Thunderfall because we would have made no progress story-wise, other than we killed some stuff. So, evening comes, and you guys begin to set up for camp. Is there anything anybody would like to do?
I
Any more scrying or sendings anybody wants to send?
After last night, Valnar is not going to do that.
Okay. What were you wanting to do, Xenos? I'm sorry, I was doing a bit.
Yeah. I think Xenos is actually going to like scout around the area a little bit with his familiar.
Okay.
Because, you know, familiar sight stuff.
Mhm.
Would I see anything like around? Because would I see anything like around the camp and the camp's general vicinity to begin with before we make camp?
In terms of like what?
Just in terms of like if there is another encampment nearby, or if there was um any interesting like
Okay.
group.
I will say go ahead and make a perception check with advantage because of the aerial view.
Good thing I have advantage. There we go, 18.
I mean, you're using performance.
Oh, it was?
Yep.
Yep.
Perception. There we go. That's better. I was okay.
Not really, but
There we go.
there
That's
we
better.
Oh,
go.
there you go.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'm a +6. Why is it only a +2?
So, because of the way that I'm looking at the monitors and stuff, I'm looking at that. I'm like, is that +6? Man, that 6 looks really funny. It looks more like a 2 than it does a 6. And and then D-Doc is like, you're using performance. And I'm like, he is? Oh, yep. Sure is.
Only you, blind. Only you.
Right next to each other.
Mm-hmm. They are. So, you do notice a couple of things. Not necessarily nearby. Your best guess is it's probably the start of it is probably about a half a day's travel from your current location, but it's visible from this distance because of the sheer scale in which that is there. And that is, you can see this massive kind of like streak of destruction that kind of carves through trees and foliage alike, kind of stretching towards the east. And you can't see anything too far away, but you do see like this stretch of destruction. And
Well.
then from there was another thing that you see to the south of it, almost immediately to the south, you see and even in this moment, you would see trees falling down around a small clearing from this distance. It looks to be probably a half a day's distance from the point of impact, in a sense. So let me try and help with visualization here. So whatever you see is like half a day's travel to here, and it kind of goes this direction. What you see where like trees and stuff are falling, you see kind of in a, you would guess about a half a day's travel pretty much directly south of that area. Do you see what I mean by like on the map?
Yeah.
This one down here would be a little bit further away from where you are currently. But Not by much. But that is kind of what you see.
Okay, so we should go south of this giant path of destruction. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, potentially.
I will relay my information to the others as we're getting ready to camp. And they'll say, "Hey, y'all, there's what? Wrong voice. Hey, there seems to be a bunch of logs falling ahead of us. A lot of trees.
That was to the slightly south of you.
Yeah, and then I'd point out like the south stuff as well.
Well, what I'm saying is that the trees that were actively falling are kind of to the south of you. The thing kind of directly in front of you to the east was the path of destruction.
Okay, there's a path of destruction to the east, and a starting path of destruction to the south.
Well, as a kind of a clarification as well, the the path of destruction to the directly to the east has like the trees and things have been like broken and knocked down. There's dirt. There's like a small, or from this distance, what looks to be like a small groove that has been like dug through the ground, upturning rocks and dirt and basically ruining the grass of the land as well, and just decimating that area in a path from that continued on beyond what you could see with your familiar.
Okay. Obviously, I relay everything to the other.
I mean,
But,
you have minor illusion. You can actually just show them.
yeah, I'll do a minor illusion, but I'll do as detailed of a map of what I saw as I could.
It's minor illusion. It is cantrip. You
Yeah.
get to show them a picture, not a map.
Yeah,
a picture.
Yeah, but as you know,
Like
as
you took it
best
on an
as
old flip phone, not like an iPhone.
like as the best as I can, type of deal.
Yeah.
Cantrips. Okay.
So he relays the information to y'all.
I'm honestly not sure which one we should go to first. The Trail of Destruction sounds like it could be where they landed.
It could be. We could check it out. But I wouldn't hold too much hope for your fortress if it caused that after crashing.
And they said that the fortress was minorly damaged.
Damaged but
Yeah.
standing.
That could be. Yeah.
Well, I suppose we can head to the southeast first, and then head northeast if it's not.
For me.
Shall we go then?
In the morning.
In the morning.
Because it is. I guess I should have put it. I should switch this over to this mute now.
And also, Rip, there is one thing Vonar is going to do before sleeping.
Oh.
He's just going to start on a scrap piece of paper. He's just going to start writing down everything he can remember from the texts. from the holy texts
Oh, it's like a way of trying to,
to try and remember or
yeah. Okay. Go ahead and give me a history check. This is going to determine how accurately you can recall the information from the history text, and then I'm going to apply a
11.
okay, and I'm going to just mentally apply a negative to the check for what you to trigger the flashback effectively. Okay.
Okay.
So that roll with an 11.
Fine.
It's kind of hard to recall exactly what was in the text, and
Yeah.
after all, from the night prior, you still are a little
Yeah.
distracted, but the activity does help take your mind off of things for a bit.
Yeah. That's all Valinar's gonna do.
Anyone else?
I'll just check our heading with the bird again.
So you're going to bed.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Then with that, you guys. Oh, I lost my dice. But I need to get it. But
That's why digital dice exist.
I know exactly. But my other roll was actually pretty high, so I'm actually gonna just say that your guys' watch go without issue, unless there's anything anybody wishes to do during their watch. You guys can just take a long rest. And if Valinar, you are able to sleep, you do remove your level of exhaustion.
Woohoo! Writing stuff down helps.
And couple of morning to you. Continuing on. Alright. Let's...
Group survival?
I might change it up today.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you know what? We'll let, due to the fact that Xenos is the one with like the flying bird, we'll have Xenos roll the survival check.
Does he get advantage?
I'll give him advantage due to the bird.
Yay!
I have a guidance as well.
Guidance, okay.
Oh.
So Xenos roll survival with advantage and a D4. I got D4.
And a D4. I'm going to roll the D4 in order.
So 16 plus
3.
19.
Nice.
Excellent.
So it's going to be the same either way,
Mm-hmm.
even if you roll a 4 on the 15.
Yeah.
You guys managed to get to near where the clearing is, probably a little after noon. So you're probably looking at about between 1 and 2 o'clock. Okay. And you guys would actually see something. Honestly, I don't think any of you guys have ever seen one before. But you guys would see basically a massive log cabin in this clearing.
You said it's a massive log cabin?
Mm-hmm.
I sort of want to enter it. Anybody else want to enter it? Or at least knock?
Are there any magical boards in the area that I can feel?
Make an Arcana check.
Which one do you want? 29 or 29?
We'll take 29.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure there was no magical traps.
Mm. And you know, I mean, part of that too is like that's part of like what detect magic is for. So you get the general sense that there is no magic or magical traps in the area, but to be 100% certain, you would need to use detect magic, just as an FYI.
Which I don't have, but I was doing the best thing I had next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
there does seem to be like a little bit of smoke kind of coming from a chimney on one side of the building.
Have we seen anything like this at, like, any sort of buildings like this at all on our travels? That's, like, in use?
I mean, is this just a regular log cabin? I don't think you gave us a description of it, right? Or am I just blanking?
Just a large log cabin.
It's a large kind of log cabin. I was trying to find like an actual name for like the log cabin stuff, but there's no real like name for it. The closest thing that you would find would be like a longhouse, the name, which is not very unique. But it is huge. Like the doorway itself is probably close to 15 feet tall and 15 feet wide. The roof of the house looks to be maybe anywhere from 25 to 40 feet high. And the only thing that you can think of that would have been similar, maybe, and this is just because I'm blanking on whether or not it was or not, is the home of the Oracle. Everybody goes silence as they dig through their brain and their notes for...
No, the oracle that we met just before the fortress.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you remember about her?
Not much.
Me?
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. I wasn't with the party.
No, the only one who would know would be one of the ones who's not here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been long enough that Enoch actually would have trouble remembering it.
Yeah, probably potentially.
I remember she was a giant. That's about it.
Did we figure out if she was Cloud Giant or not? I think she was. I feel like
I think she was too, but I don't remember if we got definitive on that.
I don't believe she ever confirmed it, but you guys can make whatever assumption you want.
Well, I don't see any reason.
Let us invade the said hut. He probably saw us coming, if it's an oracle, though.
Knock first. Knock first.
Do you knock?
Yes.
Make a strength check.
Just a check.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh boy. 7.
Oh gosh.
Well, yeah, Valinar is now officially the strongest member of the party.
Valnar will look at Xenos and go, "That was a wimpy ass knock," and then he knocks.
Make a strength check.
10.
Okay.
I mean, if you really want someone to knock, Tim.
If you want to.
I mean, does... Sorry, I didn't mean to click it, actually. But okay, there you go.
Yeah. Tim actually knocks on the door. And you hear on the inside kind of this...
Well, that's not the Oracle.
Yes.
Excuse me, we are searching for a fortress that fell. Do you have, any information for us on that?
What?
I can't hear you, and you guys will watch as the door opens.
And standing before you, is a young-looking fire giant, massive in size, standing probably 15-ish feet tall, and he looks to be a pretty hefty boy.
Does he look anything like the leader of the fire giants? Whose name I can't remember for the life of me.
Fodor, and no. I mean, other than the fire giant.
Yeah, other than just race.
Yeah, other than the race. And he kind of like looks out and kind of goes, huh?
Down here, sir.
And looks down and goes, oh, small folk. And he gets down on a knee and kind of. I'm gonna give him an intelligence check. That's a 2. He's like, you look. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Are you with Fodor's group?
I'm trying to remember if Fodor went down with the group or not.
Yeah, all the giants went.
That's what I thought. I couldn't remember if he stayed or not though. And he kind of goes, yeah.
Were you
How do you
Were you
know
on the
Fodor?
Were you on the Laputa, the floating fortress, when it came down here?
Yes, I was, but we left.
Yes. You see, we were magically teleported from Hothkeen, and we're trying to reach the Laputa again. We were hoping whoever owned this domain would know the direction of it, and since you came from the Laputa, you would have the best knowledge, yes? You can almost see Deanock's tail wagging like a dog's.
You watch as this fire giant blinks one eye and then the other, and kind of goes, "It fell, and landed, that away," and he points, in like this general area, and that like in that general direction, like kind of like northeast of where you guys currently. We walked here and built this place. Fodor and the others are out hunting.
I look at the building, I look at him. Is it bigger on the inside?
What? The house? I mean, no. Oh, I don't think. I mean, I built it, but it didn't.
I'm sorry,
Hmm?
I'm just having trouble imagining more than, I want to say, 3 or 4 living in a building like this at one time.
Well, I forgets his name, but the wispy-haired one can kind of, change things.
Ah!
I don't understand it too good, but...
Magic?
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
He's pretty good at it. This other small folk seemed sad that we were leaving, though. I feel bad, but I like my new home. It's got, everything I need. Well, we'll have as soon as Fodor gets back with food. And you hear like this deep grumble.
Kind of like,
Yeah, and he goes, "No, later." Just kind of rubs his stomach.
Gosh.
Yeah.
well, I turn to Valinar. Do you remember if Fodor can read common?
I do not.
I don't think that's something that ever came up.
That's why he's double checking, because he's like, he didn't think so, but maybe someone else.
But you could try it.
Excuse me.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for telling us where the Laputa is.
He
Would you
nods.
mind telling Fodor that the group that offered him the Laputa swung by and that we are returning to it?
Yes, I can do that.
Thank you. Now, if you'll excuse us, I'm ready to go home. It's been a long time.
He kind of looks up and kind of goes like, I didn't think dragons of your size could fly. I thought you needed to be much bigger to fly.
We fly with the Laputa.
Don't you have a flying fortress type of thing?
That's what we're trying to get to.
Hmm. Well, how fun.
So much fun.
Close the door.
The wind from him closing the door actually blows my robes back a little.
Mhm. Yep,
Goodness.
a little bit.
Now, I don't know about you lot, but I guess you could say I'm anxious to get back. Start fixing
Sure.
repairs and the like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. With that, I would like for a group survival check now.
Well,
Oh no.
survival.
Because I've had such luck on these tonight.
15.
Where'd my thing go? 10. Oh, wait, no, that's the wrong thing.
15.
8.
Hey! Okay. Asta!
Asta will
Relay
roll a.
number that is greater than 1 and a total of 19.
Yes!
Yeah,
So we've got a success.
you do. So, what we are going to do is
Say we're taking off and end for tonight?
we are going to end for the evening, and the next time we play, you guys will be arriving at the Laputa. I think. Let me roll a d1. You'll be arriving at the Laputa. As you guys have been able to navigate the forest. It's technically like in the on the line, but it's fine for it'll be right there. That's Badoop. And as you guys will be arriving there around evening, and we will pick it up from there the next time we play, which
Maybe a while.
I don't know when that'll be. We'll figure it out. One day at a time, right, guys?
We will figure it out.
So, thank you guys so much for coming by. Thank you guys so much for watching this stream. I hope you guys all have a fantastic weekend, and we'll see you next. Good night.
So long.
Night, y'all.
Farewell. Auf
Night.
Wiedersehen. Goodbye.